The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
What you listening to, man? What they talking about? I got my hand up on that knob, trying to figure out. It doesn't matter who's the guest or what's the subject, cause they keep it 100 and them callers love it. The radio show got you tuned in, ready for action like a bad chick texting what's happening. They ain't here giving 5 o'clock news. Our hosts keep it blunt, sharing their point of views. They going in, man, cause they ain't got no filter. Cause they keep it 100, that's why we messing with you. Got you up to date with the latest with music and what's trending, that's basics. On primetime hours, you can never go wrong. In your night music and what's going on in your neck of the woods, like, hey, Al Rogo on today, like, feeling entertained with the radio show. Tuesday, Thursday, taking over, let them know. Let them telephone rings, yeah, I'm on this thing.
Man, as when we said bring a friend night, we said bring a friend. We brought friends.
Oh, we brought brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, that part.
We did. So we're matching up twice over. So we got Zeno from the ZZ Talk podcast hanging out with us. He's like family. And then guys that's becoming family. Got the On The Geaux podcast, dropping content that you can't even keep up with how many days they dropping stuff all the time. You got Christian, Tyler, and Jimmy, and Easy. Something tells me that you're used to being around here, so here we are.
I am.
Yes.
We got a crazy show, man. If we got any more black people hop in here, the cops are gonna get called. This is how packed we are.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes. So just saying first off that appreciate y'all fellas, all of y'all for, coming through and, shooting the breeze with us, for sure. So
appreciate the invite.
Salute,
yes, sir.
man. Thank y'all for having us.
Salute, for sure.
Yes. So, I mean, it's many different places that we can start with this. I know the guys from On The Geaux usually kick in with sports. Zeno and us, we be all over the place with stuff. But it's only one place we really could start with this, and I'm sure everybody will agree with that. Kanye West, anyone? Kanye West.
Oh Lord.
Ooh.
I think y'all might hate me after this, so I'll let y'all go first.
Hey, just speaking since you brought that up, I'm gonna say this real quick. I was watching a little Vlad interview. Y'all remember Stacy from the Wood?
Yeah.
Vlad, DeAndre Bonds is his name. Vlad is currently interviewing him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading the comments, just peeping it out, and someone left. Brett Favre sent Kanye a thank you letter for bringing the heat on to him.
Man, goddamn.
Kanye, bro, heat factor, man. When are people not talking about Kanye?
Yeah.
Actually, sir, I was just gonna say that's a good point, and I think that's part of the idea, right? Like.
Yeah,
that's the cycles, right?
You pick up what I'm putting down. Say
some wild stuff. People talk about it. We'll go cold for a bit. Say some wild stuff again. But I think this might catch up to him this time because the family of George Floyd is apparently suing him or thinking of suing him because he said George Floyd wasn't killed by the police. He died of fentanyl.
Right.
There's actual legal ramifications to that. So
yeah.
Maybe his wild talking might be catching up to him again.
That's his side piece, Candace Owens running the show.
Right.
But like, is it crazy? Or does he like really believe the shit he's saying? Because that's the part I'm concerned about. I think he believes what he's saying.
I think he believes it, but he also knows he's wrong, but he's just too far in it, so he gotta stay with it.
Yes. And I feel like Kanye is one of these guys who thinks he's smarter than everyone else, which sometimes he is, but other times he tries to play 4D chess and like no one's trying to play. Yeah, so
yeah, right, really.
I think sometimes it just like catches up to him a little too much. Even there's like there's words out there, sources that say that apparently Donald Trump is saying he's a little too crazy. Which if you're losing Trump, bro,
Damn.
Yeah. I said too. If Trump is saying you're a little too crazy, that's saying a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
you on the spectrum for sure.
Yes.
Whatever the hell Trump got going on.
Yeah, because I mean, Trump is linking arms with Herschel Walker. He has no issues with him. So he
Herschel Walker got CTE though.
Hey, yeah, he's literally walking CTE. He's literally walking CTE himself. Hey, who do y'all think? I think Herschel is Kanye's uncle.
Come on, bro.
I don't even, but to see the thing is, you know, and my brother will tell you that I rail against Herschel Walker at least once a week at minimum in a conversation. But my wife and I have gone to start calling Herschel. We don't even call him Herschel Walker. We call him Steven. And you know which Steven I'm talking about.
Oh, Lord.
You know what I'm talking about?
Django.
Because
Django.
he got all the traits. He got all the traits.
That nail right there.
Yep.
Hey, but look.
So yeah.
Let's keep it real though. Kanye say some off the wall stuff. Like, that's not a doubt. But
Right.
he be saying, like, it's like he go the worst way about it, saying black people need to come together. Like, he be like, bro, I'm tired of all these other races shitting on us, but we gotta start putting raisins in the goddamn potato salad. You know, that's how Kanye be acting, bro.
Yeah,
It's like he doesn't consult his PR team. He just says what he wants, and then he gets coached afterwards. It's like, yeah, these Jews and this and this and that. Then he goes back in the huddle. He's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that, huh? Yeah, no. He's like, well, I guess I'm here. Fuck it. Like, I'm gonna roll with it. You know, like.
So how do you weigh it on a scale, though? I mean, seriously.
Well, I was just gonna say, to Jimmy's point, it's like, yeah, there are nuggets of like truth and like facts in there, but it's like you have to dig through like a bag of needles to get to that nugget of truth. And it's like, well, do you really want it at that point? You know, your fingers come out bleeding and such, you know, to extend that metaphor. But yeah, Kanye is he's bonkers.
Yeah, I was trying to ask, how do you weigh it on a scale? Like, okay, you say, well, okay, he's saying some egregious things, but what is the craziest thing out of all of them? Now, Zeno, you were mentioning about the lawsuit. That's the actual thing. I was reading about that earlier, that they are going in for $250 million, the family of George Floyd. But then I look up and I see that Kanye is buying Parler. Now, if you're not familiar with what Parler is like it's freedom of speech for rednecks, boy. It's where we go to say what's on our mind. You know, I can just can you just not hear the tobacco being chewed on Parler? All right, and I'm just saying, like,
most definitely.
Yeah, so it's like they going to.
I can almost see him just.
Oh yes, you know, hard ER going on all day long on Parler. Hard ER all day. And I'm like, why are we buying this conservative, platform? And then I thought about it for a second, and that's the reason why I brought up Kanye West, is that there's some people who are on the other side of it who are saying, well, yeah, what he's saying is egregious, but he's got freedom of speech. But here's the problem with that. You got the right to say whatever you want, but you also had the right to deal with the consequences of what you say. And that's people's problem when they want to bring up, oh, that's woke culture. No, that's you being held responsible for the bullshit you say, and you don't like
accountability,
it.
Jack.
Yep, that's what that is. So that's where the problem lies in. How do you guys feel about the people who are on the other side of saying, man, this America, Jack, he can say whatever he want, you know? You can't say whatever you want, but you got to deal with what comes with it.
I gotta play devil's advocate. How many times we can say what we want about Kanye, but it seems like he increases his level of stupidity every year, and I think he's doing it on purpose. How many times a white guy will come out or a white woman will come out and say some outlandish shit, and we say, well, you got to be held accountable for for the shit you say. Nothing happens. Kanye will come out once a year, say some off the wall stuff. Now, blacks, whites, Jews, Latinos, everybody's coming down on Kanye. And then he sits back like, damn, look how they attacking me. But they won't say the same thing about this white man. Yes, grab him by the pee. You understand? We was on that for a while, but the nigga still got elected president. We ain't cancel him. As a matter of fact, women fell in love with this dude. Men was literally grooming their wives and daughters to vote for him. But we look at Kanye and be like, this nigga crazy. Something wrong with him.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, Jimmy, the thing is, you expect better from your own, right? You hold your family to a higher standard than everyone else. You know, you're like, okay, hey, look, that kid is showing his ass, ha ha ha, funny. But then when it's your kid that's like acting out of place, you're like, yo, what the hell? You know, so it's because it's Kanye that we seem to hold him to a higher standard. That being said, is he really being canceled? Like, he's gonna put out another album. It's probably gonna be fire. I'm probably gonna listen to it. He's not really being canceled, but he's saying dumb shit and we have to call it out. But like, he hasn't had any repercussions his way. So yeah, it's not a two-sided like justice system here.
Well, I mean, look what Chase did to him. They canceled his bank account. The dude put like $140 million into a bank account, and they said, "Here you go." Like,
they gave him his money back.
Yeah, they gave him his money. I mean, they can't keep his money. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They had to give him his money back. But literally, people have done said far worse than what Kanye's done. And they still have accounts with JP Morgan and Bank of America. You know what I'm saying?
Has it been people with his platform? Like with his...
Well, and it's the thing. This goes back to his lyrics. Even if you in a Benz, you still a nigga in a coupe. He don't understand that. He don't understand it. So
do you think a white man that's as well known as Kanye says the same thing? I'm about to go DEFCON. He said DEFCON 3 on Jews today, or whatever he said. You think if a white man said that, he wouldn't get his whatever repercussions?
There's only one white man that I've seen that happen to.
Yeah.
There's only one. And if y'all can guess it, I'll cash up y'all $5.
Donald Trump. Any other guesses?
Oh, a white man okay.
That got his bank account canceled.
but just got his ass handed to him.
He said he got his ass handed to him. Wait a minute. All right. So real quick, here's the please stand by while we debate. When we come back, somebody's gonna have an answer to this.
Creative InfoWars.
Oh God.
He's definitely got his ass handed to him.
I didn't even think of that. Jesus.
Me either. We was all on base with that one.
So let me ask this.
For good reason, though.
Is Kanye wasting his platform? Because if you think about it,
nope.
Kanye is the only guy that can do an interview on CNN, then go talk to Tucker Carlson like they BFFs, friends with Trump. He's got such a diverse platform with so many different audiences and people of different views. Like he's got a platform everywhere, but is he saying what he needs to say to take advantage of the platform?
No, and I don't think he needs to. Because he's achieved everything he needs to achieve. To be honest,
I think, not to cut you off, bro, but I think with Kanye being who Kanye is, with his status and the platform he has, like if Kanye really wanted to put a message out there and he wanted to be straightforward and direct, he would. Right. But this I don't want to say playing around, but the way he's going about whatever he's trying to put out, he's playing with fire, bro. And he knows that it's like touching the hot stove. You know, you don't want to touch the hot stove. After the first time, you do it again, right? You're trying to burn yourself, you know? I think that's what he's doing.
I'm trying to get down to what's the agenda? What is he trying to accomplish? I'm just asking y'all's thoughts. I mean, clearly he's got something he wants to do.
I think is the. So I was just gonna say, you guys are on IG, right? Like you guys see all the different stories of like Rick Ross has a farm and he has cows, or Lil Uzi Vert is learning how to skate, or like there's all these random things that rappers are doing other than rapping, where we started saying, like, if anyone's familiar with video games, it's like, oh, these rappers are doing all these side quests now. Whereas Kanye West doesn't have any side quests. So it's like, you know what? I'm just going to say the most outlandish things and see what happens.
But I think that's the best thing, though, because he focused on the main story plot.
Kanye
Kanye is literally, every time he comes out, Kanye tries to make this transcendental statement that progresses the Black culture to the next level where we all get together and start living and walking in our true power, right? The problem is we do need those things. But Kanye's to the point where we don't need him saying those things for us. I think for him, he's saying, how many more ways do I have to come out and tell y'all we need to get together? We need to do this, that, and other. We have the power to do these things. Y'all aren't listening to me when I'm talking to you like, you know, like you would appreciate. So let me be a slightly more manicured Kodak Black and just be as outlandish as possible and get along with each and every different culture, person, make friends and make enemies at the same time. And just be highly erratic because y'all don't notice when I'm being genuine and being real. So now let me say the most outlandish things to get you to listen. To be fair, Trump saying grab about a pussy was on purpose. He only did that because he knew he was going to run for president in 2016. And he knew it was going to be a bargaining chip.
No, I disagree. Yeah. No, Trump saying the Mexicans are saying they're worse or whatever, that was on purpose because he knew the group he was trying to get.
Oh, yeah.
The grabber by the pussy, he didn't even know it was being recorded. That's just the guy.
He would just be a freak.
Yeah.
He would just be a freak.
Yeah. So let's just say that Kanye
Trump
has
was on
gone.
that honey pack that night.
Yeah,
Let's just say for a second that Kanye has gone full WWE on this one, and he's just cutting promos now, and he's in on it, and he's winking, you know, like, listen, y'all, come on now, don't believe this shit. I'm just, you know, I'm bullshitting. Like, if anything wouldn't have given that away between all the stuff he was doing when the dude was talking about running for president, he said he was running under the birthday party, and they really had people like, that's my guy, that's who I'm voting for right there, that's my guy, and he's got to be saying to himself, like, you know what? I can say whatever I want to, and people would just flock to it because they like my music.
I think that's what it is, bro. I think that's exactly what it is. He know he has that following, so he could just do whatever, and then people are automatically assume because of who he is and the accomplishment he's gotten, oh, he's a genius. And if Kanye says it, oh, Kanye knows what he's talking about. He's just very misunderstood. Nah, man, I think my man, he's a little bit off his rocker, if you ask me.
Yeah. Precisely, yeah.
I think he's just going through some trauma.
Yeah, and like people say the whole mental health thing, which, you know, obviously it's a big issue, but there's only so much you can do that you can excuse with mental health issues, you know.
Hey, bro,
you can't evoke mental health and not seek the help, you know. So yeah, I only give him so much grace when it comes to that.
And I'm also he's also contradicting himself because he's also a person who say he don't even read books or anything like that. He don't even read anything. But you trying to run for president, dude? Right. Bro, you have no bounds of trust. So what? Like,
yeah, you gotta read the bills that you have to sign, right? But,
yeah, like, how do you even know what you're signing for? Seriously, if you don't read or anything like that, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure it's probably more to him, but again, that takes me back to what I said. If Kanye wanted to be direct with what his message, I think he would be direct.
I do want to ask one thing while we're on the Kanye topic. Outside of all the outlandish tweets and stuff, what do you guys think about, like, the messages to, you know, Kim Kardashian after they divorced, and the messages about Pete Davidson? Like, did you guys feel like that was a little much? Like he was doing a little too much there, or was it within his rights? What are your thoughts?
I think if you for one, I say he's a tender dick, but I think certain things should be held private, especially, you know, conversations with your wife or ex-wife, especially when it pertains to your kids and, you know, things like that. Like, I can understand you being petty about the new boyfriend and you throwing little slight jokes or whatever. That's understandable. I get it. But when you putting the kids and you trying to blast the other family or putting certain personal things out or information that you know that should be held private, like, bro, you should be held accountable for that. That's whack, man. And you a grown man. And you trying to put an image out that you a Christian father and you trying to protect your family and all of this. Bro, you doing everything but protecting your family. You embarrassing it.
I want to add this, though. To be fair, I really don't like speaking on this part because, like, as a married man, if God forbid, knock on wood, but if something happened between me and my wife, I feel like every married couple has the right to try to fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, regardless of what happened, like, y'all have the right to try to fix it. So him wanting to try and fix it, I respect that. Some of the stuff that he is doing, like putting the text and stuff out there, that's crazy. But I do have to say, he's a very impulsive individual. So I don't know for sure if he's doing these things out of just for shits and giggles, or if he feels he's doing it out of necessity. Because in the interview, he did mention that at one point he had his kids, and then Kim and her family picked up the kids, didn't tell him they picked up the kids or where the kids were going. So, like he said, I don't even know where my kids are at. He truly meant that because he had the kids with him. They came and scooped them up like, you know what I'm saying? Like they was picking cotton or something. And then all of a sudden, where the hell are my kids? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just playing devil's advocate. I mean, at the end of the day, if that man had his kids, bro, and they just came and scooped them up, what you want him to do?
No,
I'm gonna take it to the media because let's be honest, that family lives in the media.
That's true. Everything.
That's true.
Everything.
That's a good point, Jim. That's a good
show
point.
been
So he
on
trying to
for
level the
what,
playing
15,
field.
20 years?
He trying to. I mean, damn. Kim put on TV. She told her grandmother her and Pete had sex in front of a fireplace to honor her. I mean, seriously, you're not worried about your kids seeing that, but you worried about your kids seeing the messages you and their father are texting about. Like,
Right.
what?
She had to get that tape and
Seriously?
stuff. That tape, but she just don't know that tape on the internet, dog. That's forever now. That's forever. That tape ain't going nowhere.
To put a fine point on my Kanye thoughts, I think Easy mentioned earlier that, you know, is he wasting his platform? The fact is he has a big platform and a big following. And one thing that we know about today's like internet age, when someone has a following, a small percentage of that following goes a little too far. So when Kanye starts, you know, saying things about Pete Davidson, you know, like, you know, it's taking my family, yada yada. God forbid someone from Kanye's followers like, oh, I just spotted Skeet, as Kanye calls him, and like takes a shot at him or something, or you know, and and does Kanye have some responsibility over what he puts out there because it could
100%.
incite someone
For sure.
to do something violent?
For sure, it does.
So I mean, I think it does too, but like,
He's an
for sure.
influencer. He 100% does.
Man,
yeah.
I was gonna say with this thing with Kanye West, I guess like Zeno was saying, to just kind of bottom line it, because we could go here all night talking about this, but I guess the kind of bottom line the whole thing is that I'm gonna say personally that I appreciate Kanye West. And why? Not because of what he said, because, you know, I don't pay attention to everything he says. The reason why I appreciate Kanye West is because he keeps supplying content for us to talk shit about. Thank you, Kanye. We appreciate it.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
They are really good.
They are like the sexiest vegetables. They're so good.
Well, I don't want sexy. I want it to taste good.
You're older than all of us. You should learn to like sexy vegetables. You're gonna need them. Your joints need them.
Yes,
I'm good.
You don't want to pull a muscle tying up your shoe 16. I mean, it happens for me in your age. I'm just saying.
Your age.
You're listening to The Radio Show on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
And I ain't talked to Zeno since forever. Football season started. Zeno, give me your thoughts on what you've seen so far this NFL season. What's been surprising to you? What stood out? Talk to me.
Well, nothing surprising because I knew we were going to the Super Bowl. No, I'm kidding.
He's a Falcons fan, by the way.
Yes, yeah.
A Falcons fan.
Me and my man got to talk because your team, y'all. I don't know how y'all escaped away with that dub this past weekend, bro.
Well, are you a Niners fan?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. Sorry about that. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I've been pleasantly surprised. So I went into the season feeling like it was one of those rebuild seasons. You know, it's like, okay, cool. We bring in Mariota. He's been in the league. He can do the little things well. Maybe we win 6 games, right? And that could still be the case. A lot of people were having the Falcons going 2-15 at most. I was like, come on now, chill. And I've been pleasantly surprised with what Mariota has done. But I've been more surprised with Drake London. Seems to have a really good head on his shoulders. And I thought we would fall apart when Cordero Patterson went down, but the other young running backs are doing their part. So kudos to Arthur Smith. I think the early season woes of like having that big lead against the Saints, yeah, and then blowing it, or almost coming back against the Rams, and then Mariota having his turnover issues. I thought, okay, the fact that we had those 2 close losses and then we started bouncing back, I think that bodes well. I still don't think we're contenders. I think we might make the playoffs just because the NFC seems to be like historically weak right now. But I don't think we're going to do anything once we make the playoffs. But still, Sundays are fun again.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
Falcons that have been surprising to you, that you're surprised at how good they've been so far?
To me?
Yeah.
Like they aren't like doing anything super exciting, right? They're playing. It's like, hey, control the ball.
Outside of the Falcons, are there any other teams that you've been seeing? You're like, damn, I didn't think this team was going to be good this year, but they.
Actually, the opposite. There's some teams that I thought would be better that are like falling apart. The Denver Broncos, terrible. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's going on with Russell Wilson. I think he might actually miss this week. The Broncos are terrible. The Rams, I feel like they should be better than they are. Even though their record suggests that they're good, they really aren't. The Bengals don't look all that good, but I think they started to find their form at the worst time because we're about to play them. And the Colts, I really thought the Colts are going to be doing much better than they are. I mean, they are 3-2-1, which isn't bad. But when you actually watch their games, Matt Ryan doesn't look all that great. But the thing is, Jonathan Taylor was out this week, and Matt Ryan actually stepped up. I think he threw like 50-something times, which is ridiculous. And he got the dub. But in the other 5 games, he's not looked good. I can't really think of a team that has excelled. Oh, the Ravens, that's another one that seems to keep blowing leads late. But
messed up Jimmy's picks a few times so far this year.
Huh?
I said they've messed up Jimmy's picks a few times this year so far.
Fantasy?
I'd be undefeated if the games ended in the third quarter.
Yeah, I have Lamar Jackson. But the Buffalo Bills and the Chiefs, they look like top of the pile yet again. One of them is going to be in the Super Bowl. I can guarantee that. With the NFC, no idea. So, yeah, it's been fun.
That's what I was about to ask. You just said the Bills and the Chiefs, we know they are top line in the AFC. Who y'all think might come out of the NFC, or who has a good chance outside of the Eagles?
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say the Eagles, even though I think they're going to fall apart.
That's hot.
That's a hot take, boy.
That's
a hot take.
I would say because of how well they've done without Dak Prescott, I think when the Cowboys are fully fit, fully healed up, they could be a problem. So
no way.
See the Cowboys. Yeah, Cowboys.
No way.
Take.
No way.
Talking about them? But the Vikings are 5-1.
Yes, sir.
Vikings. Okay.
Nobody's talking about them because Kirk Cousins is their quarterback.
Kirk Cousins is gonna turn into third cousins come week 15. Shit.
But yeah, like it kind of goes to Zeno's point. Like the NFC is like historically weak. Minnesota's 5-1. Nobody's talking about them. To be honest, I don't really know what kind of competition they have in their division. Detroit's gonna be in every game, right? But they're not there yet.
No, Detroit suck right now.
Aaron Rodgers looks like he's ready to retire, or again, whatever.
I'll go host.
He just missed Devontae. That's all it is.
And then Chicago just, they run in a middle school offense. Yeah. So, like they could easily be the 1 seed or the 2 seed in the NFC. Now, what they're gonna do with that, we'll see. But like the Vikings are 5-1. Nobody's talking about them. Like
that's true.
I just was watching Football Night in America before the game on Sunday, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like the Vikings are 5-1, and nobody said anything. Like,
I'm a Panthers fan, but that reminds me of like when the Saints had really great seasons, and you would turn on ESPN, not a single highlight. Nobody's bringing up the Saints. There's like one season the Saints was like 12-4 or something like that. Nobody's talking about the Saints. Saints whipping people's ass. Nobody's talking about the Saints. Kind of reminds me of
I think fans worry too much about whether or not the media is talking about. Don't fucking talk about my team. As long as they win, I don't care about whether you're on the hype train or whether or not the media giving us respect. I don't give a fuck. All right, are we winning games? That's all I care about. So it's like, oh, the media ain't giving us our respect. Good. That means ain't nobody talk about us. We're gonna show up, whoop your ass, and be on to the next team. That's all I care about. And man, this season is crazy. It's insane. It's too early to tell who's what because we're just in October. A lot of people are like, oh, this team, that team. I agree with Zeno that I feel like the Eagles are going to come back down to earth soon, along with other teams like the Giants and teams like that. One thing I do disagree with, though, Zeno, I know that the Bills and the Chiefs are playing football at a level that other teams aren't. They're like on the cheat code mode. But you got to think about it for a second. Both of them got snuck last year by – I know the Chiefs and the Bills went at it with each other, but then you saw the Bengals sneak in there and make it to the Super Bowl last year. So you can't slip up in football. It can happen.
It's anybody's game at the end of the day, man.
Let's give the Bengals a little credit. They started off last season around 500. And then
Oh, Jimmy, hold on. Don't get it twisted. Now, I was just saying that they're not going back to anything. I wasn't saying that like they finna.
I'm just saying.
All right? No, I'm just saying. They had their time. I got a list of teams I can tell you, that have won championships, and thank goodness they got them because they're not going back to nothing. But they're not going back to nothing. Cincinnati Bengals not going back to nothing. The Rams not. Congratulations, you had your chance. You're not going back to nothing.
That's it.
Wow.
They won. One is done.
I think the Bengals can make some noise, bro. I really do.
So I said the Cowboys from the NFC. Who did? Easy said Vikings.
I don't know if I'm gonna just say they're coming out the NFC. I mean, Brady's still there. I can definitely see it.
It's October. Nobody's coming out of the NFC right now.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know, but I think the Vikings with that offense and that defense, they're a team to watch for sure. But Lord knows I don't want to go on the record and pick them to go to the NFC Championship just so they can lose in the wild card round to the New York Giants or somebody like that. Yeah, hard pass on that one.
How do you guys feel about the New York teams, the Jets and the Giants? And
they're just well coached, and I know we've talked about it on the go, but those two teams are a great example of good coaching. They have some great coaches there. The Jets have a way better roster. I think they've been hitting it in the draft, doing a great job there. But Brian Daboll is literally saying, all right, I got Daniel Jones and some tight end that we just randomly found and Saquon Barkley, and I'm going to make this work. And he's
Easy, I know your tone, man. We had this conversation. Just go on and say it, man. You don't trust neither one of them. You went straight to coaching. You don't trust them. You don't trust them. You don't trust them.
Credit to the coach, because just like Zeno was talking about the Falcons and them only being projected for 2 wins, I think either one of them teams coming into the year were probably projected for like 5 wins at max.
But do you trust them? Lining up in January when shit get real, you mean to tell me that you would trust either one of those teams? You wouldn't. You wouldn't.
Well, I would trust a team with good coaching over the season.
That's the difference. If you got good coaches, and I'm not saying that they're on that level, but if you got a Bill Belichick and a Sean Payton or a Andy Reid, they can make magic happen with anything. So you never know. And their success is, I promise you, strictly on coaching. Any one of us right now, we could go try out for the Giants and start at receiver this Sunday. That's how depleted they are at the position. I mean,
I don't know about all that. I had like an extra biscuit this morning, so probably not. But
I appreciate the love, my brother.
Well, yeah, Tyler, they don't need no help on the O-line, but you get what I'm saying.
Oh, bruh.
What? You didn't play? Oh, you didn't play that in school. I'm just throwing that out.
I did, but I consider myself a tight end who just couldn't play tight end because I was too slow. But hey,
Tyler, I've seen you run before.
All right, I can't go try out for O-line or receiver. God damn it. Shit.
Jim just did you bad, bro.
Yeah, he did me down. He did me down bad.
He just did you bad, bro.
No, man, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, bro.
Jim ain't even say respectfully. He was just like, look, I'm gonna just lay it on.
Damn. That ain't right, man.
So I don't know where else we can go. 16, what do you have any surprises, any teams? I know you don't watch a lot of football outside of the Saints, but do you have any teams that you've looked at and you're like, you know what, damn, this team's better than I thought they were going to be this year?
Well, I'm going to take the opposite first, is that, man, I really thought the Broncos was going to be good with Russ, man. I would have taken that bet at the beginning of the season. I don't know about necessarily contender, but definitely somebody that was, could maybe bother the Chiefs a little bit, maybe contend for a wild card spot. And just, be a solid team like you used to seeing from Russ. So them being as bad as they are and unwatchable. Remember how I told you on one of the producers from Dan Levitar's show was like, I'm aggressively not watching the Broncos. He's right. They're a team that you go out of your way not to see. And that's surprising to me. Now, when you mentioned about a team that's good that you didn't expect to be like that, it's a team that we knew was going to be good, but you didn't know they was going to be that. And that's Buffalo. Buffalo will whoop your ass. And Josh Allen is that dude, man. And you knew he was good, but you didn't know it was this. You had no idea it was this. So I say Buffalo is that team that surprised me. Like they are that good. They can beat anybody at any point in time, unless it's Miami in the the jungle, the heat. Otherwise,
I think
they look outside.
Buffalo coming with that power behind them this season, man.
Yeah,
I think they, like I said on one of the episodes, I think they still pissed off at what happened with them back in Kansas City.
Yeah,
it wasn't too much time to get it going, or at least to come back, right? We're not gonna let that happen again this year. Yeah, it ain't none of that going down this year.
The playoff game wasn't even like, oh, Buffalo threw a pick at the end and then Kansas City went and scored. It was literally who has the ball last.
It just wasn't that. That's all it was.
But like,
it's football.
If Buffalo,
go ahead, Tyler.
If Buffalo wins the toss, we would have been talking about Buffalo, advancing.
That's true.
No, really.
Yeah. I mean, my brother, when we do talk about sports on here, he'll be the first one to talk about, oh, man, this team made a trade like they're one player away. They're not one player away. They're terrible. Buffalo went get Von Miller.
Yep.
They didn't even need Von Miller. They already had, and I talked about this on the show, they already had a Mercedes-Benz in the driveway, and they said, you know what, F it, we're going to get a Lambo. And went get the Lambo. And now you can't even block anybody on that line. I mean, Von Miller had 2 sacks during the game on Sunday, and he just looks. He's still so good. I mean, it just looks so effortless.
Shit ain't right, man. Shit ain't fair. Shit ain't right.
Like, and I don't know how much money. I forgot how much money they paid him, but it's like 6 years, $100-some million. He's worth every damn penny, man. Every damn penny. And
different type of specimen right there, bro.
yeah, and he's so good, and he's already been to the Super Bowl. He's won 2 rings, so he's been there, and he's just a great person having a locker room, man. I just think a lot of people slept on that signing because they're like, oh, well, Buffalo's already good. They didn't really need Von Miller. That was
Bro,
probably
you said it. You forget that he's on the team. That's when you know you loaded, because you forget, like, oh shit, Von Miller's on this team. Shit is crazy.
Seriously, yeah, for real, for real.
And can we give Gabe Davis some flowers?
Yeah.
This dude has been
Hey,
balling,
you already
bro.
know why I'm giving him some flowers.
I already know. I already know.
Hey.
Oh God.
Hey.
You talking about his fantasy team?
Oh yeah.
Well, look,
oh God.
Everybody on here plays.
Oh.
You can stand on.
You don't play? You not
absolutely, absolutely not. And you know what? And this concludes this segment.
do.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
All these horrible ass drivers from the following states: Florida, New York, Delaware for some freaking reason, and North Carolina. I really want to pop your tires.
You're listening to The Radio Show on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
Oh, we can't attach them tentacles.
Well,
that's
hold on.
not even fair.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Well, no,
can I take it? Can I take one back?
Right, you can't consider that, but it's your opinion at the end of the day. So if you don't care about,
But what if Dave Chappelle never gets his comedy because he never watches the Richard Pryor show? Obviously, that's conjecture.
Right.
I'm gonna say this, and this is for me. I'm gonna take Chris Rock back, and I'm gonna say Richard Pryor goes, and I'm gonna say this only because I didn't really grow up too much on Richard Pryor like that. Dang. And I take Chris Rock back because I can recall so many times of me sitting,
Everybody hates Chris. Is like,
yes. Yeah, like that was a pivotal thing in my life growing up. I chilling.
anniversary of Def Comedy Jams, I think it is.
Hey, you
I can't even think of the name of it right now, but it was just so good. And he
Laugh at my pain.
There you go.
Yes.
He also had a really underrated show that was funny as hell too. Real Husbands of Hollywood. That
shit was funny.
Man. It's one of the most underrated comedy shows you'll ever see. It's hilarious. Never watched it. I don't know if it's on BET Plus or whatever it is.
I think so.
Funny as hell. So for those reasons, Kevin Hart got to stay and Chris Rock got to go. But I do like Chris Rock. Now we'll go to the Louisiana edition of One Gotta Go. So we got 4 choices here. And if you're from Louisiana, this is a very tough choice. For me, this is easy, but it might be tough for some of the others. So we got gumbo, daiquiris, crawfish, or king cake. One's got to go. Gumbo, daiquiris, crawfish, or king cake.
What kind of diabolical list is it that you have come up with? Because these are like the 4 pillars of Louisiana right here.
Yeah, this is almost like sacrilegious to Louisiana.
You can blame social media.
This is easy for me.
I'm gonna steal from you real quick, easy real fast. Let me steal from gumbo is staying. It's not going anywhere. It's safe as fuck. It ain't going nowhere.
Not
going. All right. Anybody who say gumbo going anywhere, you going in my Chris Rock category. Okay. Anybody who says. All right, so gumbo's staying. The one that has to go for me is daiquiris.
Okay.
No.
But I don't drink.
Right, y'all. I'm gonna
drink.
See y'all later.
But I don't drink.
Yeah, we know.
Okay. Don't drink.
Go ahead.
That's easy. He don't drink. That's easy.
Yep. So that was easy.
I have to pick gumbo. I'm sorry, guys. Look.
What?
So. The thing is,
he's from Atlanta. He
ain't had good gumbo.
It's not even that. I'm from Nigeria, and we have alternatives to gumbo. We have
Niger.
Huh?
Say Niger.
Niger, exactly. I'm Niger. We have alternatives. We have other dishes that when I've had gumbo, I'm like, okay, but it just didn't do it for me. Crawfish, king cake. Daiquiris, yeah, all of that staying. Gumbo, it's all right.
That's fair.
Zeno, I'm gonna tell you, bro. I don't know who cooked the gumbo for you, but it's whoever cooked it to why you saying gumbo, my boy.
Look, I'm open to trying it again.
Hey, look, I'm about to make it this weekend, Zeno, so you can pull up.
Yeah, please show this man.
Hey, he needs some of my mamas with the shrimp and crab in it.
Oh man, don't get me started on that. I'm mad. I ain't even. You know what? Let's not get started on that. Who's next?
I'll go.
All right.
Go ahead, T. Go ahead, T.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, y'all might hate me for this one. No, it's not gumbo, but I'm gonna go crawfish. But let me explain.
Okay.
Before y'all, let me explain. Okay.
16 hurt on that side.
Obviously, gumbo stays. Obviously, gumbo stays. I love daiquiris. I like to drink. So daiquiris for me personally is staying.
Man, and it's so good. Not to mention how good and flavorful them shits be.
Yes.
We're gonna get one tomorrow.
King cake for me. King cake stays.
Throwing that out there.
King cake.
Hey, Ez, how many daiquiris we used to get for the pre-games?
We used to get so many daiquiris. The place would give you a ticket, and once you got 5 punches in the ticket, you got a free drink. They had to give us like 10 tickets because shit. So
every daiquiri shop, I go to.
But y'all already know which one's staying for us. It ain't nowhere. But go ahead.
So king cake, I'm a sweets connoisseur. I love anything sweet stuff. I love sweets. So king cake falls in that. Crawfish gotta go because I cannot stand peeling crawfish. For this little bit amount of meat, like I hate it. My girl, since we've been together for 7 years. She always says Tyler likes crawfish, but he hates peeling them for that little bitty amount of meat. So for me personally, that's why crawfish stays. And if I go to a crawfish bowl, whatever else is in the crawfish boil, I'm eating the most stuff: potatoes, corn, sausage, neck bones, if it's real hood black people, and a little bit of crawfish. So crawfish stays, but I still love crawfish.
Right? Crawfish got to go.
End of the day, that's what I meant. Goes crawfish goes, but at the end of the day, I still like it.
All right, Jimmy, what's up, man? You on mute, bro.
Oh, there we go. All right, yeah. I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. That motherfucking king cake gotta go, dog. that bitch gotta go. And I'm gonna tell you why. When a Negro put Bavarian cream in that shit, that's when I knew it was over with for me. I can't go to a Rouse's. I can't go to a Meshes. I can't. First of all, why are you putting a baby inside of a king cake and we eating this trying to? And then you put cream in the middle, white cream. I mean, think about it. Come on now, bro. And you got all these niggas out here biting into that cream oozing out, got a little shit falling on the side of their mouth. Man, you know what?
Feel it shoot all in your mouth.
You know what I'm saying? That shit gotta go. King cake gotta go.
Hey, Christian, what you got,
bro? King cake, bro. I don't even think I need to explain this.
Don't even. I love king cake.
Oh my
God! For the reasons that Jimmy mentioned, why he don't. I like king cake so much that I found a baker out here in Atlanta that makes them shits, and I went to get one just so I could, have king cake for the Mardi Gras or whatever.
It was good.
It was delicious. I'd recommend it to anybody. And it didn't have the filling on it, so that makes you feel better.
Okay.
But for me, it's got to go because Tyler mentioned a good point. Yes, crawfish is hard to peel, but it's good as hell. And think about all that shit that's in the crawfish bowl, man. You got sausage, mushrooms, onions.
Yeah. Pause. All that juice is in the head, man. Pause.
You gotta hit that head hard.
Head hard.
Hey, how mystical said that? Got the head up on that crawfish.
Yeah. so crawfish got to stay because of everything else that's involved. And think about it. There's some people, nice people out there that fill this shit for you, put it in a vacuum seal thing. You get to make etouffee and all kind of other shit with it. So yeah, it's got to stay for me. King cake got to go. But gumbo and daiquiris, man, that's probably 1-2. Them shits ain't going nowhere.
That's essential.
Yes, I just thought about something, man.
Nowhere.
This just crossed my mind when Jimmy was talking about what he was talking about. That when you eat crawfish when you're in Louisiana, the saying "suck the head" is acceptable by anybody that says it, no matter who says it.
You gotta suck the head,
and you're encouraged to do it. Somebody,
yes. You're not gonna suck the juice out of the head.
So yeah,
I don't know if you ever been to Louisiana, but it's different down here.
Man, I saw this old casino T-shirt. It literally said on the T-shirt, "Peel the tails, suck the heads."
And that's literally the directions.
That's what it said on the shirt.
There's the life lesson. Who did we get? Everybody?
Yeah, I think we got everybody.
We got everybody. Yeah.
So Chris said king cake, Jimmy said king cake, I said crawfish, Dino said gumbo, and you said daiquiris, and then I said king cake. So looks like king cake won.
So lesson learned: suck the head.
You don't remember anything from this show.
And remember, it's flavor up in that head.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
Do any of you guys, do y'all do like New Year's resolutions? Because I feel like they're kind of stupid. But if there's something that you want to leave in this year and take into, they are stupid. At the gyms be packed the first month. I'm gonna give this up on the gym. Just give it up now. What do you gotta wait for the calendar to turn for? You need to lose them extra, 20 pounds. Don't start in January. You might want to start right now. Shit.
You're listening to the radio show ATL on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
All right, so we got a quick abridged version of Radio Show at the Movies here because I had a little bit of time on my hands and I watched a movie on Netflix and it's called Last Seen Alive. All right, it's on Gerard Butler and it's on Netflix right now. So it just came out not too long ago. So just quick observation about this movie, and it is going to remain spoiler free for people who want to see it. Last time we did a review, we spoiled the whole thing. Even though it was a bad movie, we shouldn't be doing that. So this one is going to remain spoiler free. I'll just give you some brief observations about Last Seen Alive. All right. So basically with this movie, there's this 1997 movie called Breakdown with a similar plot with Kurt Russell that's 1,000 times better. But anyway, so the plot of this movie is that at the start of the movie, Gerard Butler, him and his wife, they're basically taking a break from their marriage, and he's driving her to her mother's house for a few weeks to kind of, I guess, air out their relationship. Now, one part about the movie that stuck out with me is that they're driving and they're like 15 minutes away from her mother's house, and magically Gerard Butler realizes, oh no, I'm about to run out of gas. Like, you're 15 minutes away from the mom's house and you just realized just now when you said, oh, we're about to run out of gas. So as soon as they get to the gas station, remember, they're 15 away from the house and the wife goes in there because she wants to buy water and use the bathroom. And they're 15 goddamn minutes away from her mother's house. All right. So she goes in and something happens where he's looking at her or whatever, and she disappears from the gas station. So he calls her parents, they don't answer, and then he drives out to their house. He calls the cops, and the cops tell him not to leave, don't leave the area. We're gonna come, we're gonna check on it. And he leaves. And he leaves and he goes finds the cops, and it's like, well, whatever he told him on the phone could have been a phone call. So they have cameras all around the convenience store where she disappears from. But all of them are broken, but the police never question anybody. They just believe the guy, like, oh, the cameras are broken. And he's like, okay, if you say they're broken, then I guess they're broken. They don't investigate it. They don't look or anything. They just look. Everyone that's in this town that they're in, from the criminals to the cops, they're all goddamn idiots. But it's so headaching that it's halfway entertaining. I will say that Gerard Butler is a better actor than this nonsense, but he's a real estate developer. But when the wife goes missing, it's like he flips a switch, and all of a sudden he turns into Arnold Schwarzenegger. All of a sudden, he can shoot guns, he can fight. He's part detective. He just goes off. They just flip the switch on him, and he goes crazy. The last part of it is that the final reveal at the end is nonsensical. But for this movie, because it's so preposterous, it makes sense. So overall, I would say that if you're gonna watch a movie, if you feel like you need to waste some time, this movie is the best kind of terrible, but it's still terrible. And it would just have to be considered awful just to suck. But it is mildly entertaining, but it's not something you would or should ever watch again. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. Last Seen Alive. It's preposterous. If you got something to do and you want to waste a little time, I don't know. Maybe you can give it a shot, but it's mildly entertaining.
What's the runtime?
It's right under 2 hours. So they don't hold on to you too long, but at the same time, the movie's pretty shit, you know. So 4 out of 10, mildly entertaining. Watch it or don't watch it, I don't give a shit. But I did, and it's mildly entertaining. That's the abridged version of Radio Show at the Movies, Last Seen Alive. And if I watch it again, I'll probably last be seen alive too.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
Old people. People in general.
Stop wearing them ignorant ass Bluetooth pieces in your ear.
You're listening to the radio show ATL on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
Man, what's one of y'all favorite ghetto black films of all time? Well, let me not even say ghetto, but just black films. It could be any underground, big movie production. One that's you know we love within the culture. You know, one of those films.
Hardball. I love that movie. With Keanu Reeves coaching the baseball team.
G-Baby.
The first time I watched that movie, G-Baby. G-Baby remind me of myself playing baseball. Hey, I love that movie, bro. That movie is when I fell in love with Keanu Reeves as an actor. Hands down, one of the best black movies ever. But it's good. And another one that personally I like is Freedom Writers. I just like the whole setup of everything in that movie, and how they started as, bad students, bad school. She got them going, and then they turned into something nice. I like that movie.
That's the film with Hilary Swank. Is that the film with Hilary Swank? She was like the
I don't know her name. I don't know the actor's name.
I might be saying it wrong, but I think she was like a teacher or something like that. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I remember that movie.
My pick would be, even though I can't remember the plot now, I just know that I've seen it a couple of times. Baby Boy with Tyrese and Tarja Pianton.
Oh yeah.
I hate you, Jody. I hate you, Jody.
Yeah, they like played that on BET like almost every week for a while. Same way VH1 would play the Temptations. That's the other one, the Temptations movie.
All right.
VH1 played that one a lot. So yeah, those two.
It's so many to choose from. Let's be honest. It's so many.
Yeah, it's just a lot to choose from. If you had to pick two that you could take with you, that you could watch anytime, anywhere, don't matter.
Probably the original Friday. The very first one. That's always gonna have a place with you because you remember where you were the first time you seen it, and the gags that are a part of it. They with you to this day. You say something about or near around that movie almost at all times. We made one of them. A metaphor. You Debo somebody. That's in the vocabulary.
Hey, my grandmama gave me this chain.
Yeah. You want some of this, old man?
No.
So yeah, that
get your ass in this car right now, boy. I don't know why you come messing with these people over here.
And I don't know why, man. But it's so quotable. So yeah, that one and I don't know. It's a hard. Boys in the Hood, Don't Be a Menace, Men's Society. Probably Boys in the Hood just for the significance of what it was. It wasn't too many of them like that when it came out. So yeah, those are that. Yep.
Ooh, yeah. It's hard for me to think, but I would probably say one for sure would be Friday, the first one. That one I take with me. Ooh. And I'll probably say The Wood. The Wood.
Yeah.
The Wood.
Yeah.
The Wood for sure.
I would say The Wood. Friday in the Wood.
16, we definitely relate. There's no Friday boys.
Yeah. You remember where you were when you seen it.
Yeah. Remember. Friday obviously was like just good comedy, but like I feel like Boys in the Hood just had a lot of everything. And it just flowed all well together. You had
it was such a significant film.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it aged well. If it come on right now, it
can watch it.
Considering it's over 30 years old, it aged well. So yeah.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
Like I said, somebody just go out there and check on James Earl Jones and let me know if I need to Uber him some juice or some soup or something. I'm glad to do it.
Why you sending that man some juice like he can't eat solid food? Like, let me send him some
juice. Like he in a nursing home or something.
You're listening to The Radio Show on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
So we got random, everybody's favorite part of the show, where we go through the list and everybody just gives one or two random thoughts they got on their mind. Maybe something's bothering them. Maybe they got a rant about something. We just go around the room and let everybody just kind of speak their piece, whether it's funny, whether it's low-key serious, whether you pissed off at the world. We're here for you. So just let it out. So, Christian said he wanted to go first. So go ahead, Chris. What's on your mind?
Wait. So does it have to be a rant or it could be
a rant? It could just be random. Like one time.
Oh, okay.
Coco said something like, "Man, why is Cheetos shaped a certain way?" And everybody just sat there and was like, "Damn, you know what? That's right. Like, why are they shaped like that? Whatever. Just, something real."
Okay, I got you. Well, the only thing I can think of right was random. My son got honor roll today.
Nice.
Shout out. Shout him out.
Yeah, shout out my baby boy,
out.
man. He got honor roll. All A's too.
That's how you play the segment.
Shoot. And happy birthday to my mama, man. It's my mom's birthday. Happy birthday to my mama.
Hey,
Nice.
Let's do random things.
Hey,
There it is.
Happy birthday,
But good
Mama
thing-
Sion.
But really good things though. Nice.
Yeah.
I'll go next. Have y'all ever been in a public bathroom? Whether you handling your business, whatever you're doing, you know what I'm saying? And somebody just go in the stall and just like they taking a shit and they just like going in, like making all these loud noises and just breathing hard and doing all this crazy shit. And like I think to myself, like, I know these people know we hear them acting out of pocket in this stall. Like, are you not embarrassed? Because when I sit down in a public stall, like, I be trying to be quiet. I don't want nobody to hear my fart. I ain't trying to want nobody to know I'm there.
You even pick your feet up off the ground.
Yeah, like, some of these folks really go sit down and just be like, oh God, oh man. Like, I'm like, yo, how are you okay doing this?
I see me. I'm the type of person to fuck with him. Hey, your big ass stank on that side, man.
Like, and that's like, you know, whatever I'm doing, whether I'm pissing, taking shit in my hands, whatever. I'm just like, yo, like, why are you doing this? I mean, you think they have there letting them logs out? It's like, yo, like, dang. So that's my random, man. Like, I don't get it. I don't know the purpose of it.
So I don't want to diagnose people remotely. I don't want to say that there's some sociopathy to it, but I do think everyone has some level of chaos energy in them. If you watch WandaVision, and the people who are just like act a fool in the stall, those are like extremely chaotic people. Those are the type who will probably be like, you know what, I'm about to shoot this whole place up. I'm not gonna do it, and no one's gonna care. So that's what I think about those kind of people.
If you didn't learn anything on the show tonight, you've learned that Chris Rock is shit. Jimmy thinks of king cakes in a wrong way. And people that go ham in a stall taking the shit directly correlate to mass shootings. Thanks, Z.
On that note, I guess I can go with my random. So I actually haven't had a lot to be mad about sports-wise recently. The Braves, I wasn't mad. I was like, all right, yeah, we just won the World Series, so it's like, cool. We're not gonna win it all. My soccer team, Newcastle United, they're doing really well, so good on them. Oh, Atlanta United didn't make the playoffs, so but I'm like, okay, it's cool. We won stuff. But you know what is bugging me? Every 4 years, I really look forward to the World Cup, right? It's like this thing. It's like this cathedral. You know how people love the Super Bowl? For us, it's 4 years and then the World Cup. But they moved it to November because of the heat in Qatar. So now it's coming in November, and I just don't have it. I don't have that, excitement, that vigor I usually feel for it, and that's really bugging me. But that's my random thing. Why is the World Cup in November?
Because correct me if I'm wrong. It's usually in the summertime, right?
Always.
Yeah. It's like the whole damn summer. It seems like it starts in June and doesn't end until like early August.
Yeah, no. It's usually a month long, but the next
but you know what I'm saying? It feels like the whole summer because
the one in 2026 is going to be like that easy because they're expanding it to 48 teams, and it's going to be hosted by like the 3 North American countries.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
So that one is going to be like 6 weeks, I think, and it's like a festival of football. That's how it's referred to, but it's in November now. It's like, Thanksgiving and then World Cup, like
yeah. Well, in the States, right, about the World Cup was that like besides baseball, you didn't really have anything like interrupting the World Cup. It was kind of like, hey, I'll watch the World Cup, and that's what's on.
It was by
November,
itself.
you got basketball, you got football, like whoever watches hockey out there, whatever, like you got a lot of shit on TV. Like, you know, I don't know how much the World Cup's gonna be watched here domestically, but we'll see.
We'll see. It depends on how far the U.S. goes, which this year doesn't look great. Pre-World Cup games didn't look all that good, so it doesn't really bode well for the U.S. national team. But because I say that, they're probably going to win it all, so we'll see.
Who knows? Tyler, 16.
I'll go my random. So for M16 and Zeno, I am a flag football coach. I've been coaching flag football for the last 4 seasons. So two springs and I'm on my second fall. Man, I've learned for some reason my spring teams are A1, but my fall teams seem to fall apart. And last night, I don't know if it was because it was my fault or my players, but we fell apart in the second half and lost the game. And I'm thinking to myself, is it me in the fall or is it my teams in the fall? I don't know. You know, we played last fall, my team, we went 1-9, including a tournament we played in where we were 2 and done. We got beat twice and that was it. So far this fall season, we've won 2 games. So we're 2-3, and we're gonna play hopefully in the tournament at the end. So I have 3 regular season games left, plus the playoffs if we make it. And I feel like I need some type of redemption. Like I need a winning streak. Like I need a blowout win or something to make myself feel good about my fall teams. That's my rant.
Do any of the players from the spring teams roll over to the fall teams?
Yes, I've had, from last spring was my first spring. None of those players rolled over because I moved. They switched up the divisions, and I started off with 5th and 6th graders. Then they switched it to 4th and 5th graders, and my 5th graders that were on my spring team, obviously they moved up to 6th. But this past spring, I had 6 players come back for the fall, and I have 5 new players. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we're not meshing. I don't know, man. But like I said, I need some type of redemption. I need a blowout win to have the kids' morale go up. My own morale go up just a little bit because I like to win. I don't like losing. And it just feels good, you know. So next Tuesday we got another one, and hopefully we get a win by any means necessary. Let's just say that.
Y'all gonna get back in the dub column, man.
I feel it.
Look where they got this one down easy. They just dropping right in.
I mean, there's random stuff.
It is.
So 16 to Jimmy. I don't know.
You can go 16.
Okay. So somehow, some way on this particular segment, my other co-hosts and Easy could vouch for this, they try to say that, well, I'm always the one that, you know, has something to rant about, which I guess you guys seen earlier, that I might always be running with something. And they're correct. And with this particular one, this goes out to the people that are parents. You know, Christian was talking earlier about his son, you know, being on honor roll and stuff. So that brings me to something I thought about with school, is that carpool. For you parents out there, when it comes to carpool in the morning, yeah, people have places to be, whether it's work or wherever, but it's definitely not being at school. And I'm gonna need you to wake up little Darnell before they get to the end of the line, where you up there trying to shake them and wake them up when they're trying to get them out of the carpool line. Wake that little nigga up when you get in school. I got somewhere to be, and I don't have time to be waiting on you shaking him to wake him up and shit. Wake that little nigga up or make him go to bed at night. I don't know what to tell you. But all I'm saying is you holding me up by having him sleep back there. You knew he needed to wake up. He needed to go in school, do something about them C's that he been getting. Wake him up before you get there because you're holding me up. Because my daughter, she ready to go. All right? So that's all I'm saying. Wake him up before you get inside the school. That's all I'm saying. Wake him up.
I love it. I love it.
I love it. That was a good one, M16.
Bro said that from the arteries. He meant that.
Oh yeah,
I usually
he
do.
meant that one. 100%.
Funny is that one was way abbreviated compared to some other ones we've had.
I could tell he wanted to keep it short on that one.
So Darnell, you out there, wake your ass up.
Right.
All right, Jim.
You should have brushed his damn hair before you left the house.
That's what I'm saying. Have him together beforehand because you're holding me up.
Man. All right, cool. This is gonna be quick. So I don't have road rage. I just don't like when people get in the left lane and do the speed limit. Nigga, if you gonna get in this lane, you gotta accept the risk that you could potentially get a ticket. That's what this lane is for. This lane ain't for that shit that they got going on the side of you, bro. You hop into this left lane off the bat, just know, all right, I ain't got this to pay for this week. You know what I'm saying? Like I know the groceries is good. If I get in this lane, I'm running the risk getting a ticket. It's that simple. You understand? So don't get into the left lane thinking you're just gonna do the same shit you've been doing. So if you wanna granny pipe it, granny stroke it down the road, stay your ass in the right lane. But if you want to be where the big boys at, sweating on their way to work, or just sweating, period, because they looking for cops and shit, because they running the risk of getting a ticket, then you hop into the left lane. But until you graduate, stay your ass on the right.
Especially when they're in the left lane driving like this.
But Jimmy, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that though, Jimmy. Had the mama got Darnell ass out the car on time, you wouldn't have to worry about having the speed in the left lane. Had she got the little nigga up out the car, it all circles back to it.
But here's the thing. Some people just want to drive fast for fun. And I'm some people, right? So I'll run that risk. Knock on wood.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
And it plays into who I am as a person. I'm very impulsive. So I did it on an impulse. And I was approved. And it was like, yo, we were approved for like this amount of money. And it's like, yo, what do you do with that? You move the fuck forward is what you do.
You're listening to The Radio Show ATL on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
All right. We had again, Bring a Friend Night. We are so grateful to have both the ZZ Talk podcast and the On The Go podcast. So I just wanted to give, both podcasts a chance to plug anything upcoming, whatever you guys got going. I just want to say, appreciate y'all coming on the Radio Show ATL. Y'all welcome anytime, any day. It does definitely appreciate it. So we're going to start with the new kids on the block, On The Go. Please let the people know what y'all got coming, what it is, that y'all going to be speaking about. And they should definitely be checking for y'all.
Yeah, man.
No, Jimmy, go ahead. No,
okay. Yeah. Nah, man. Again, thank you 16 for inviting us. But yeah, man, we just gonna keep this thing rolling, keep pumping out episodes and keep growing. We're looking to start doing some live shows and bringing some more features to the show to make it more interactive and just keep bringing on some people and possibly getting into some guest speakers and seeing if we can get on to grow our following, grow our audience and just keeping it fresh, man. So we really want to do, and hopefully eventually get to the point where we can start doing shows from a football team or a basketball team and making it a real big deal. So that's some of the things that we're working on for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Kind of picking up what Jim said. That's basically it. In our area, the 337 area, really kind of looking at it, is not really too much outlets or platforms for the local talent to kind of put their stories out or, have somewhat recognition, for lack of a better word. And we trying to be that platform, we want to bring something where these kids can come out put their stories out, let them be heard, let them get whatever little thing, ideas or what little messages they need to express or put out there, trying to bring something new and like what Jim said, fresh to the area specifically. But also trying to just be an outlet, really, at the end of the day, outlet not necessarily for just sports and stuff, but for little young entrepreneurs around the way, influencers, motivational speakers. Man, have everybody come represent and put your message out there, try and put the word out there, spread the knowledge, spread the information.
Yes, sir. Definitely appreciate what y'all doing. I know I listen. I'm a fan of what y'all doing. And then you got the hardest working man in radio there, EZ, pulling double duty on both ends. This dude.
That's the man with the plan right there.
That's right.
Go Eds.
Just call me the Steve Harvey of amateur podcasts. That's what I have. Anyways, so we drop. We record on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So you'll get an episode the following day when we record. So it's 3 times a week. That's what we shoot for. Guys, help me out with the IG handle. So on IG, we are
at On The Geaux Podcast.
Podcast, and then we're on TikTok as well.
On The Geaux Podcast as well.
On The Geaux Podcast
TikTok.
as well. So
right down the screen.
Everywhere where you can get your YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. We're not on Deezer yet. Some of that other stuff that things got the radio show on, but we're everywhere where you can get your podcast. Or if you want to listen or check us out, we're available.
Nice. You have all the information right there on the screen and also in the podcast description, so you can find On The Geaux because they're doing some great things. Talking about sports and just fellowshipping. Four brothers fellowshipping. It's a great thing.
Yeah. And I would also like to put the spotlight on y'all, man. 16, the radio show. Zeno, your podcast, man. Brothers, we thank y'all for having us on with y'all, man.
100%.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Yes. Appreciate that. So swing it over to my man Zeno. Zeno, man, this ain't new for you, man. You've been around here a whole bunch, but you gotta let people know about the ZZ Talk podcast because y'all doing great stuff over there too. You and my man Zeus. Tell us all about it, please.
Before I do that, On The Geaux is GEAUX, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
No, it's not GO. Again, thanks for having me. Always love coming on for bring a friend night.
You can say bring family to work, man. More like family. More like family, man.
So the podcast is the ZZ Talk podcast, or just ZZ Talk. We're always fluctuating with the name. We actually haven't recorded in a while. We have our different individual lives, but we are coming back for, I suppose it would be season 3. And for those who haven't listened, it's a bunch of interviews, but it's also 2 guys talking about any and everything, including sports, pop culture, and a heavy dose of politics. So that's ZZ Talk on Spotify, Pandora, anywhere you find your podcast. On YouTube, it's also ZZ Talk. So that's Zeus and Zeno.
Damn, we didn't get into politics tonight.
Yeah, it's all right. We talked about our show.
Yes, and this will not be the last time that we all get together. So this is just the first of many. Zeno been around here a million times. Jimmy had been back before with a different pod. And, like I said, you guys are always welcome with that. So real quick too, for anybody listen to the radio show ATL, which we definitely appreciate. If you want to be a guest on the radio show, just send us an email to radioshowinbox@gmail.com, or you can send us a text 678-800-1677. It's right down the screen. We look forward to hearing from you. So again, we hadn't done Bring a Friend Night in over a year, so we brought even more friends. So truly grateful to On The Geaux and to ZZ Talk for coming through, kicking it on the radio show ATL. We're just trying to be that hub for great talent around this place. And that's what we got right here, this collective of great talent. Make sure listen, all that shit counts. Because I said it before, Easy. Remember I said, every like and subscribe gets us another like and subscribe. So like and subscribe, all right? So we appreciate it. And just
Hey, can I
remember,
plug something?
yes, sir.
Hey, AK Customs, my baby, little clothing design, little website, custom T-shirts, custom cups, hats, logos, anything you want. AK Customs.
In the podcast, we'll put that information in the podcast description too. You know, all about plugging and getting it out there. So again, much love and thank you to On The Go and to ZZ Talk. And please just remember and never forget, you're not just listening to a radio show or some radio show. You're listening to the radio show, ATL. Thank y'all for listening. We'll catch y'all next time. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace. That reminded me of Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram and Cam Jordan, some of y'all might know, they have a podcast. It's called Trust Level. And they have a segment, it's called What Grinds Your Gears, that they ask to their guests. And every single episode, Mark Ingram's example is exactly what Jimmy said. To the T.
I would probably just tell Mark Ingram concentrate more on not fumbling, but whatever, it's cool. He knows what he's doing. Yeah.
But I would ask Zeno about some sleepers in fantasy, but I know that I don't want to have something.
No, no, go on and ask him. Shit, we all on here.
Yeah. Fantasy sleepers, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like, was there a guy that you were looking at, like, you know what, nobody else is looking at this guy, I'm gonna try to get him, and it's worked out for you?
Yeah, James Robinson with the Jaguars. I got him in the 9th round in one of my leagues. I actually had him as a 2nd round pick last year. Terrible decision. This time around, I was like, okay, look, I need a handcuff sort of running back. I figured Travis Etienne was going to be the main running back in Jacksonville. So I got James Robinson, and he's been paying dividends. This last week, not so much. I think he's finally coming on the downturn. But the first few weeks, he was delivering, and that's a 9th round pick. So, yeah, him.
Any sleepers for you guys? I know we haven't really gotten to it on the show, but we might as well use a 16s platform to do it right.
Right. For me, I mean, I can see why he was a sleeper, but I've always been high on him since he was a Panther. And dude, Curtis Samuel's been really good for me this year. I got him like last pick in the draft, absolute last pick in the draft. And last week he only had like 2 point whatever points, but it was more so the defense they were playing against and their quarterback. Carson Wentz got hurt, if I'm not mistaken. So, but they give him the ball in so many different ways, man. He's so dynamic and he seems healthy this year. So Curtis Samuel for me for sure.
I say for me, not in the 12-man league I'm in where you eat, but in the other league I'm in that league who's been kind of holding me down a bit, I say Josh Jacobs from the Raiders.
Josh Jacobs is a good one too.
He's been
I think he was one, to your point, Chris, like, we knew he was good, but it's like, when's he gonna get hurt?
Yeah.
And I want to be the guy to take him and then get screwed over when I don't have a starting running back. But I mean, he's been amazing. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
seriously.
He had 2 30-point games. Like, he's been on fire.
Yeah, he's been balling out this year, man. I pray he stays healthy, you know.
Tyler, what about you?
A sleeper? I'm gonna say, at least on my fantasy teams, Miles Sanders. He's been carrying at least one of my teams. I'm not gonna say carrying, but he's been, helping my team stay afloat because, some of my teams are all Band-Aid. So having his extra boost of 20, 25 points every week, it helps out a lot. Especially when the all Band-Aid players only get you 2.
One more fantasy related question. And Jimmy, since you're a Panthers fan, I'd like your thoughts on this. Robbie Anderson. So obviously he's out of the Panthers now after a dust up with the coaches. I think he's with the Cardinals now. Do you guys still think there's an upside for him, or is he done?
100% upside. 100%. He's got speed. He's a really good route runner. I'm not gonna lie. He can't catch the ball. He just needs a quarterback that's gonna throw it to him. And
yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I think he's proven that he can catch. I just think he needs a quarterback that can throw with accuracy and that's not afraid to throw to him, you know?
Right. And with Brown going down too. So, and apparently it seems like Marquise Brown's going to be out for a while. Apparently it's labeled indefinitely right now. So, no, you getting,
however,
getting D-Hop back next week. So that's
yeah,
great. But you still got to spread the ball around. Rondale Moore, D-Hop. They still got AJ Green, if I'm not mistaken, but AJ Green's just
He's so washed.
he gone.
Dude, 3 years ago, we were talking about how great AJ Green and Julio Jones were, and now it's like, well, what they're on the injury report for now? Like, it's all
right.
Like, I think two sleepers that I was like targeting pretty heavy was Dameon Pierce and Drake London. I know they're both rookies, and those are like wild cards because you never know what team they're going to and if it's going to work out. But I saw Drake London, and I was like, man, this guy could be Julio. Like, he's going to a team, they don't have receivers. Like, he's going to get it was kind of an opportunity thing for both of them, right? Like, they're both going to not great teams, right? But there's an opportunity for them to be good, you know? Like, you see what Dameon Pierce is doing with his opportunity in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that offense is terrible. They really could put 9 in the box, but he's still performing. And then you look at Drake London. He's he just turned 21. He's fast as hell. He's 6'5", great route runner. You know, Marcus Mariota's his quarterback. Just imagine if, you know, they get a guy that can really throw it to him and get him some targets. Like, he could really like pop off either, you know, back half of this year or for sure.
Yeah, real talk.
And 16 sleeper is Taysom Hill, and he starts him at tight end every week on his back.
I got a question for the Saints representatives up in here. Correct me if I'm wrong. The receiver, Callaway, is he still on the Saints roster?
Yeah, he's still on the team.
What's his stats looking like? I'm not too up to speed on him this year.
I mean,
not good.
It's not good. He's just kind of stuck behind a bunch of people, and he, you know,
if you playing a bunch, you know somebody's hurt.
Yeah,
right.
I thought he would have been having the name kind of right by now, man.
If we was more consistent at quarterback, maybe, but it's just one of those things.
I think Smith's getting more his reps than more than what you think. Traquan.
But it's crazy. Last year he was our number one.
That's true.
I know we didn't have, Mike, and I know we didn't have Juice and Olave, but the fact that he was our number one last season to going into this season and not playing much lets you know about the firepower we really have outside when they're healthy. Now, like Ralph said,
for me about our receivers is that we had that kid get that one carry for 45 yards and scored a touchdown, and we never gave him the ball again.
Never touched the ball.
I don't know where the hell we found that kid, but why didn't we give him the ball more? Shaheen, I think his last name was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He took one carry and went 40 yards for a touchdown, and we said, you know what? Sit your ass right back down there.
Homie fast. Like, fast.
And even Taysom Hill, I know we sit there and make jokes about him as a quarterback, but like, he was getting great runs. He had a few throws. And we did the same thing with him. Hey, Taysom, you doing your thing? Sit your ass right over there, right there. And we just gonna be stagnant the rest of the way. That's why we lost on Sunday. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get off on a Saints review, but like, that's why we lost on Sunday, man. It's like we took all the explosiveness out of the offense and said, hey, we're just gonna try to run the clock out and pray to God that Joe Burrow can't throw the ball to Jamar Chase. Like, that's basically what we hope for right now.
Hey, I knew it was over for y'all when Burrow hopped off that plane with Chase jersey on. I was like, this dude getting the ball all damn day. And that's
hey, Jim, I bet Joe went back to Bella Noche's, bro.
Bro, come on, Chris.
Oh, God, here we go. Chris and Bella Noche. Hey,
Oh,
Chris. Hey,
oh.
it's funny you say that.
For
I
those,
went.
go ahead, T. You
Funny you
gotta
say
at least
Bella
tell them
Noche.
what Bella for Ralph and Zeno. You gotta tell them what Bella.
No. Rap grew up in BR, so he.
Oh shit.
He's
Yeah.
Noches.
You know
All
Bella
right.
Noches. Oh, you know what I'm talking
I don't
about.
know.
All right, Zeno. Bella Noches is a ratchet, and I do mean ratchet. I'm gonna emphasize this ratchet club in Baton Rouge. My boy Chris said that Joe Burrow, while he was at LSU, was going to Bella Noches. I'm from the area, right? Ain't no way that white boy from Ohio was going into Bella Noches because one, white people don't go there.
Oh no.
Two, the black folks on that side of Baton Rouge don't rep LSU. And three, he white. So no, that man was not going to Bella Noches.
Come on,
Chris,
man. I'm telling you, bro.
bring
Joe
up
was
Bella
standing
Noches.
outside at Bella Noches, bro.
He might have not went to Bella Noche, but he was at the blue store and he was
he popped out the blue store.
he was hitting
the blue store is different. The blue store is different. That's different.
Well,
the club,
they're not in the most.
Nah, bro.
Let's be real. Like you ain't leaving your car unlocked and the engine running to hop on in and get your plate. Like let's be real.
Nah.
The most beat down place had the best food, dog.
And another thing for Zeno, Bella Noches is known for having it's always got something going down. People getting killed, shootings, all kind of stuff.
Look, check this out.
A few years back, there was a shooting at Bella Noches, and they were two black women got on the news and said a famous line that everybody in the surrounding areas knows. The line is, if you can't go to Bella Noches, then where the hell can you go?
Go.
Bruh.